411. Coming to you from an undisclosed location deep within the Appalachian Mountains with your hosts David Reagan and Jason Scott. Bringing you the unknown. You're listening to Paranormal 411.
All right. About forgot the button.
Ah.
I did anyway.
Hey, I got it.
How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, Jason?
Good. Welcome to Paranormal 411.
Welcome, everybody.
I'm your host, Jason.
And I'm your host, David.
And we're here
To pump you up. If you're from the 90s, you'll know what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Hans and Franz.
That's it. I'm Hans and I'm Franz. So we're doing a special Sunday episode because we wasn't able to do it on Saturday, everybody. And we're hoping you're having a great Mother's Day. I hope all you mothers out there are having an awesome Mother's Day. And from us here at Paranormal 411, Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah. So we got a pretty great show we're going to do tonight. It's going to be a short show, but it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, at least we're doing something.
Yeah. Well, so my work has been keeping me out a lot here lately, so I haven't had a lot of time to come in. We will get a show this Saturday on time. We're going to have who on?
Zeus
Platt, right? From
yes. Project Sasquatch Research Organization.
Yes, we've had him on once before. Awesome guy, and a lot of cool stuff. So definitely this Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check us out because we will have Zeus Platt on.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. So tonight we're going to be talking about.
What are we talking about?
Oh, man. We're going to be talking about the Dodleston Messages.
The Dodleston Messages.
Oh, yes. What is the Dodleston Messages?
It's messages.
It is a phenomenon in the 80s that happened in Britain, in the village of Dodleston in Cheshire. Now, they allegedly received messages on their computer from a farmer in the 16th century. Now, this seemingly paranormal event has been documented by Ken Webster, one of the occupants of the house at the time, and have been covered in his book called The Vertical Plane.
The Vertical Plane.
Yeah. So as well, in 1996 episode of Out of This World, has also covered it. There's all kinds of people who's covered this. So, but now, what are the Dodleston Messages, and how much truth do you think that they are? Do you think that there's truth to them? I think this is one of those things that sits right on the edge.
Yeah.
Where you can't really disprove it, but you can't really prove it.
Right. Nobody's ever disproved it or proved it.
Yes. Either or.
Still a mystery.
It is. And that's why we're talking about it, right?
Yes.
So this is a pretty neat story. You want to start us off? Or do you want me to start us off?
I can. Don't matter.
Yes. You start us off.
So, it was 1984, right?
1984, boy.
Ken Webster.
That was a long time ago.
It is.
I was 9 years old.
I was 14.
I was 9.
In high school. Wow.
I was a baby. I was still little.
Along with Ken, his girlfriend Debbie, and their lodger Nick. So they had a roommate. Went out to visit a friend for a couple of hours one evening. Upon their return, Webster decided to check the upstairs computer. He must have left it on. So he went up to check it. And upon their return, Webster decided to check the upstairs computer. To his surprise, upon opening the word processor, he found the following message.
Now remember, everybody, this is 80s. Now this computer has no internet access or nothing.
No.
And before this happened, they've actually had other things that happened before. So they found some six-toed footprints on the property and a lot of other stuff.
6 toes.
Six-toed footprints. Yeah. He even painted over them thinking, ha, 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 I'll get over them. And then the next day they showed back up again. What's up, Jeff? What's up, Marianne? How y'all doing?
Howdy.
You know, so, oh, thank you.
Yeah, the
Background's
looks
awesome,
good.
isn't it? But yeah, they also found some of the cat food cans had been stacked up in a pyramid style.
Crazy.
They had all kinds of bumps in the night, all kinds of things that happened before where Jason's at right now. So this is some things leading up to where the Dodleston messages start coming in. But I just want everyone to know that, hello, Eddie. Hello, Susan. Hello, Jeff.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Just want where Jason's starting right now. I want everyone to see that, you know, this computer had no internet access or nothing. It was just a computer in his upstairs.
An old IBM.
Old, yeah, like an old IBM type computer. I mean,
With
it's
the
the
floppy.
80s. So it probably did have the big 8.5
He
floppies.
might have played Pong on it.
Probably.
Well, when he opened the word processor, he found a message. And I'll read the message. It says Ken, Deb, and Nick. Now these are sort of cryptic.
Yeah.
And they're old style writings.
Yes. Yeah, they actually had them looked at some point, and they found them to be
1600s.
yeah,
maybe?
yeah, the 16th century, so it'd
Yeah.
be 1500s. Yeah.
It says Ken, Deb, and Nick. True are the nightmares of a person that fears. Safe are the bodies of the silent world. Turn, pretty flower, turn towards the sun, for you shall grow and sow. But the flower reaches too high and withers in the burning light. Get out your bricks. Pussycat. Pussycat went to London to seek fame and fortune. Faith must not be lost, for this shall be your redeemer. So that's pretty wild.
That's pretty crazy. It's like a poem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you know, when they first got this too, they thought that, you know, someone had left the message on there. I mean, they were freaking out thinking someone had broke into the place and left the message. They actually did quite a few different little things to try to see if it would happen.
Yeah. And this computer was borrowed from
The
somebody
school.
or from the school.
From the school, because Ken himself was a teacher, and he borrowed the computer from the school to do work or whatever with. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So now that was a chilling poem, you know, and the computer, it was a BBC Micro, had been borrowed from the school where Ken worked as a teacher. Now, not long after receiving the message, the computer was returned, and another wasn't borrowed until February of 1985. And here, again, another message was received after an evening where the computer was left turned on. This time it had a completely different tone and grammar style. The message in the file read as follows. I wrote on behalf of many. What strange words thou speak. Although I must confess that I hath also been ill-schooled, sometimes methinks alterations are somewhat bareful, for they break mine asleep in mine bed.
In mine bed?
In mine bed. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, right? If you opened up your word processor and saw that, you'd be like, what the blank?
Yeah.
You
You think it could be somebody playing a joke? I don't know.
Well, that's what they originally thought, right? So they had actually turned it on, left, but watched the house, and no one went there.
Hmm.
And there was another message that was also wrote to it. It said, "Thou art a goodly man who hath fanciful woman who dwell in mine home. I hath no want to affray, for online seeth mine hath whatted antic was ripped a twain. Mine bound hath I been wreathed a knot." It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Hello, Windows Defender. How you doing? "I hath seen many alterations, lastly charge house and thy home. 'Tis a fitting place which devil maketh and costly things that online my friend Edmund Gray can afford, or the king himself. 'Twas a great crime to hath bribed mine house. L.W."
Yeah, you said online. It's only.
Only, I'm sorry.
Only his friend.
Yeah, only mine friend. So he's saying that the things inside the house that he sees, so it's like he could see these people and see the house and stuff. And he's saying that what he could see in the house, only his friend, which is wealthy, or the king could afford those things that are in the house.
Yeah, and it also, I think it means that he thinks somebody stole his house.
Yeah. Yeah, he thinks that they're in his house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
They are.
they are.
But in the
He
future.
used to live maybe not in that exact house, or was it?
Yes, I think it was.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Just hundreds of years apart. 16th century and 20th century.
You think we were to take a break?
We can.
Quick break.
I haven't even set up for one.
Uh-oh.
We will take a quick break.
Yeah, we got to get
We're going to take and put Eddie out there.
Yeah.
Some legends and lore. What's up? But just to let everybody know that this is, the Dodleston, I had seen this online, and Jason and I had started looking into it. And this, like we said from the beginning, what was fascinating about it is that this is something that's kind of on the edge.
Right.
It's never really been disproven, and it's not really been proven. It's one of these things that you have to kind of make up your own mind. And you'll see at the end of it why. Because something supposedly left that's supposed to be able to be found in the future, that from the guy in the past, that makes this
A time travel story.
yeah, a perfect time. Well, kind of time talking story.
Yeah. There's something
Speaking to each
about
other?
the year 2109.
Yeah, that's the other people.
Yeah.
Oh, Jason alluded to what's going to come up here in a little bit. Ha! So
Hey,
remember,
We do have a book.
yes, we have a book, right?
Yeah.
East Tennessee Hauntings and Lore. You can find that on Amazon.
Yes,
Right.
you can.
Remember, we do have a website, paranormal411.org. You can sign up, become a member. It's free. Doesn't cost a dime. Free. And when we come back, Jason and I have a little something we want to talk about before we start the show again. We have some good news coming up.
Yes.
Something that's going to start for us next month. And we want to thank everybody because it's all of you that have helped us with all this. And so we want to share the good news with everybody because it's fantastic.
It is.
So remember, you're listening to Paranormal 411. Hosts are Jason Scott, David Reagan, and we will be back right after this quick break.
Hey, this is Eddie from Legends and Lore Pizzeria in Madisonville, Tennessee. Cool little pizza shop with a paranormal and cryptid theme. Just voted best pizza in Monroe County. Follow us on Facebook at Legends and Lore Pizzeria to get the latest updates and hours, specials, and new menu items.
Thanks for listening to the show. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter at Paranormal 411. Join us on the website at paranormal411.org. It's free to sign up and become a member. All of our upcoming shows are on the guest and events page. You can also listen to past shows on the website as well. And if you like the show and want to support us, you can do that by becoming a premium member for only $2 a month. Thanks for listening to Paranormal 411. Join us.
In a world on the edge of oblivion, go to paranormal411.org for all of your paranormal, extraterrestrial, and cryptid needs.
Hey, this is Eddie from Legends and Lore Pizzeria, and I listen to Paranormal 401. Love y'all and keep it squatchy.
I see it in your eyes. The sad look on your face, the one you can't disguise. But go ahead if you wanna try it. Just don't pretend you don't know why. 'Cause I can see the truth buried beneath your lies. I know what you've done. This cannot be undone. I'll never be the same. With your wicked charm, deceiving everyone now, we'll never be the same.
All right, we are back.
All right, we're back from that little quick break. Want to thank
Yes.
the band Catalyst for allowing us to use their music.
Thank you,
Awesome. Thank you.
Catalyst.
Yes. So we're going to come back to the Dodleston Messages.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, Jason.
Go ahead.
You wanna
Let me
go?
go ahead.
Yeah, you go ahead.
So, it was dismissed as a prank.
Right.
And the computer wasn't connected to any kind of network.
Right.
And I think 1985, we didn't even have internet.
No, I think they were just working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was Peter Tender. He was a fellow teacher and friend to the Websters. And he had a closer look at the message, and he figured it to be Middle Eastern. So from the 16th century.
Yeah.
He posted the theory that whoever they were communicating with, they spoke in the same grammatical inflection as 16th century Middle Eastern.
Or archaic English, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the trio replied in the same file. They asked about LW. They asked about their life, about Edmund Gray, and why and how they contacted them, and what the trio should do next. A day passed, and lo and behold, a reply had been sent back.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You want to do the reply?
Sure. Through the next few messages, Webster was able to discern intel on where and when this mysterious acquaintance was. LW turned out to be named Lucas Wayneman, a man from the mid-1540s who seemed to have lived on the same plot of land that Webster's house now occupied. Now, what made the evidence even more compelling was Peter Trindle's assessment of the messages, which pinpointed the tone, grammar, and lexis fit with 16th century Cheshire. Remember that due to the lack of travel options many centuries ago, dialect and language would have been different and quite dramatically different between different counties in the UK. So Trinder even tried to send messages separate from the rest of the group and then deleted them to ensure that neither of them were the perpetrators of this phenomenon. So he went in and sent messages and then deleted them, so then that way they couldn't read them and be the ones who replied back.
So he was on the same computer.
Yeah, they had him come in and look at the messages. Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy.
So, want to give a little credit to where we got our information from on that part.
Yes.
The National Museum of Computing.
Yes.
It does get weirder.
It gets weirder. That's a fact. Go ahead, Jason. I'll let you do this part.
Things took a stranger turn when Webster wrote a message back to Lucas mentioning he was from 1985. The reply he received complicated matters even worse. And here's the message that he got replied back. Y'all said your time be 1985. This sounds like back in the hills of Kentucky.
It does, doesn't it?
Me thought y'all were alls from 2109. You may say it like that.
There you go.
Like y'all friend whom didst bring limbs hoy boste pray. I don't know what that means. I think he was talking to a Kentucky guy.
He says that I thought you were from the 2109, like your friend who brought the box of lights.
Okay.
Pray. The box of lights. Now we've got to say a friend from 2109.
Yeah.
Who is this? So this is what Jason was talking about a minute ago, right? 2109 comes into the picture.
Yep.
Now this is our future still, right? And a box of light. What is that? The computer, right? Maybe a computer
Box of lights,
has a box with light, right? Now, even if Lucas was sometimes hard to follow, this section was impossible to misinterpret, right? But still, Webster wrote to 2109 on the computer to see what would happen. They, and think of this, because they call themselves more than one, right? They're a conglomerate, it seems like. Referred to themselves in the third person singular pronoun. So they said, try to understand that you three have a purpose that shall in your lifetime change the face of history. We, 2109, must not affect your thoughts directly, but give you some sort of guidance that will allow room for your own destiny. All we can say is that we are all part of the same God, whatever he is. Now that's what 2109 wrote back to them.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy, right?
So you got 1540s, 1985, and 2109.
Yes. So now you have three people conversing with each other, or three timelines or something conversing with each other.
from a box of lights.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If you're in the 16th century, I guess that's what a computer would look like, right? A box of light.
Yeah, it would.
Now, they did contact a paranormal team during this whole thing. They brought in the Society for Psychological Research. They actually investigated 3 times, but each time they left with no answers, having experienced no activity at all. Eventually, Thomas said that he was being forced from his land and was never heard from again, but said that he would leave something for his friends in the future. Now, Thomas says that he is writing the story of events from his perspective, so this is from the 16th century, right, from the 1500s, and that he will leave the book where it can be discovered in the future. So 2109 later says that the book will be found at some point. So if the book does exist or ever is found, then it would be a compelling piece of evidence.
Yeah.
And they did find that in some more research that they did find that the guy that they were talking to in the 16th century was, if I'm not mistaken, it's Princeton or some big name
I
university.
think it was Princeton.
Yeah, I think it's Princeton University. He was actually a professor there back then, and that he was writing a book and going to put it into their library for it to be found. So there's an uncategoried book somewhere in that library, supposedly, that this guy left in there to prove that this actually happened.
It's a crazy story.
It is. It really is. And I'll tell you, the thing for me is that now I have not read the book, but I definitely want to read the book. It's called The Vertical Plane. And, it's made me interested in wanting to read it because it's supposed to be a more in-depth story of everything that happened, all the messages. I mean, all kinds of stuff that happened to them. I think that'd be a pretty neat read, if nothing else.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a hoax, it's a pretty dang good one, I'll say. And, but the Dodleston Messages left me thinking it could happen.
It's paranormal.
That's it. It's paranormal.
It's all paranormal.
Well, like we started it off saying, this one is right on that edge of it could be true, it could not be true. It could be a great made up story.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that were involved in this story that have been talked to over the years. And I don't know. For me, I say, let's go right in the middle.
Yeah, if you believe in spirits or whatever, if you believe in spirits throwing things, and why wouldn't they be able to type a message on a computer?
Right. And this right here would almost fall into a category of time slip, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Where you have... Because there's a lot more to this story, everybody. I mean, a lot more to this story. At one point, you have 2109 telling them not to try to find out who the guy in the 16th century's full name is because it's going to mess with the history and all that stuff. But they did anyway. And then 2109 didn't get mad at them for it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of weird. But, you have that goes on. You have 2109 that confers to them that at some point this book will be found. and it's during their lifetime that it's going to be found. So these people are still going to be alive when it happens. And then it's going to show. Oh, and they also talked about 2109 talked about themselves as being everywhere at the same time. So they're not a physical.
Right.
They're almost a mental state.
Extraterrestrial entity.
Yeah, they're like consciousness. That's kind of how they explain themselves. So it's kind of neat. It really is a really cool story. Look it up. Definitely read about it. But I say get the book. Read the book.
Vertical Plane.
Vertical Plane. Yeah. But you know,
By Ken Webster.
yes. And when you're getting that book, go ahead and look up East Tennessee Hauntings and Lore by Paranormal 411. You know,
Nice little bathroom book.
yeah, it's just nice little 60-something pager. You can read it in a couple minutes. But yeah, this is just a little short show we decided to do because we didn't get to do one. Like I said, this coming Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to have Zeus Platt on.
Yes.
We're going to talk some Squatch.
Squatching.
And he has some really cool videos and stuff that he has up. And he's found some pretty cool footprints. And while we're talking to him, we'll get Jason to work his magic and show you guys and gals all this stuff.
Are you guys going to do another book?
Yes.
Susan?
Yes, Susan, we are.
Yeah.
We've got a couple in the works. I can't say how far I am into one of them. I've got one quite a bit written, and Jason is already starting to write on another one too. So
Yeah.
we kind of each start a book, and then we both kind of swap out and write chapters of each other's books. That's what we do. I've got one that I've been working on for how long, Jason? 2 years, probably.
Yeah.
At least 2 years. I keep saying I'm going to have it out soon, and I don't. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. And Jason's working on one or two. How many are you working on? It's at least one, I know.
This one.
Is it the Bigfoot one you're working on, or is it?
No. I'm not going to say
You
what.
ain't going to say. That's okay. All right. Hey, if we're lucky, everybody can see us at the East Tennessee Bigfoot conference.
Yes.
And we will hopefully have at least one, maybe both of those books written by then. And you know what? This time, Susan and Eddie, when we get this next book, we're gonna let everybody know way before we get the book written and published. And maybe we'll go down to Legends and Lore Pizzeria there in Madisonville, Tennessee, and have a book signing.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've asked us a couple times already to do that.
A premiere.
Yes, we'll have a book signing and premiere at Legends and Lore. That'd be awesome.
You're going to tell them about the...
yes, you just...
Tell them about the gun line, boss.
Woo! So, our good information that we have, and again, this is thanks to every one of you for watching and listening and being there for us and stuff when we've not always been there on time like we need to be. We have been approached by a FM radio station in Atlanta, Georgia. Matter of fact, they've got 2 FM stations in Atlanta, Georgia. And then they're also simulcast throughout the U.S. At this point, they don't have anything in Tennessee, but they do in quite a few other states. About 3 weeks ago, was it? 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, they contacted us asking, to talk to us and stuff. And so we called them, we talked to them, and we've signed a 1-year contract with them.
Oh, yeah.
starting the 10th of next month. It's going to be Saturdays at 10 p.m.
10 p.m. on Saturday.
Our shows are going to start airing. Now, we're not going to be live on those shows at first. That's due to my work and how crazy things are. That's why we don't do shows like we should.
Yeah, we'll have the live show.
We're still going to try to do the live shows when we do the live shows. And then at the end of the live show, that's when the other show should start. And then we would hope that we will have links to where you could go online and listen to these other shows, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be on our website. And so then everybody's going to be able to go and listen to these shows. And we're going to be simulcast all across America and the world.
Yeah.
So, maybe something is going to come of this, but we want to thank every one of you because y'all are what made this possible. So I'm excited. Jason's excited. You can tell. See, he's excited. He's excited as it could be. This is a great step forward, I think, for Paranormal 411. And we hope everybody follows us wherever we decide to end up being. Maybe this will end up where we're getting to do this full time.
Oh, yeah.
So then you will see us on time when we're supposed to be here. I won't have the excuse of, well, I didn't get in till Sunday. So, but again, we want to thank everybody for listening and for being part of Paranormal 411 and supporting us in all the ways that y'all do. And because of y'all, we're getting this opportunity to go FM. Like I said, at first, it's not going to be live, but we do have the opportunity to when I'm going to be able to, be here more, then we'll be able to go live because that's really what the radio station wants.
Yes.
And just their station in Atlanta itself has over 500,000 listeners. So we're going to moving on up. It's going to have a lot more listeners, a lot more people, wanting to come eat at Legends and Lore.
Yeah, I want
Gonna
to come
have
just to
Have some
see
pickle
Eddie.
pizza. Have some pickle pizza.
A lot of people wanting to hear Jeff.
That's it.
Catalyst.
Jeff and Catalyst. You're going to start getting people in Atlanta saying, we want some of that there Catalyst. So be wary because it's going to happen, everybody. Again, we want to thank everybody for allowing us to be part of your night, and I think we're done for the night. This is it.
It came to an end.
Remember, everybody, the Dodleston. Oh, I thought you just did something, Jason. It's like things went. He's got all kinds of stuff going on back over here. I wish you guys could see it. One of these days, we'll have it to where you could see what it is we're seeing on these screens, and you'd be like, holy crap, how do you do what you do? Because there's so much stuff going on. It's crazy. One of these days, we're going to try to have Eddie here because Eddie's got all kinds of stories.
Yeah.
He's got Bigfoot outside of his house. Have you got to hear his
no.
his
Just what you
whooping and all
told me.
that stuff? Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. So anybody that goes to Legends and Lore Pizzeria, definitely, it's in Madisonville, Tennessee. Definitely talk to Eddie, and he does it all. He ghost hunts. He, goes looking for some Sasquatch and you name it. If I'm not mistaken, Susan, his wife, has had a dogman experience. And so, I mean, they've got all kinds of stuff going on. So talk to them about their experiences. That makes the trip and the pizza even better.
Yeah.
Because you can learn some paranormal stuff. So, and he's got a group too. So at some point, maybe we could all go out and go do some investigations.
Yeah.
We haven't got to do that in a long time, Jason. An investigation.
I know, right?
I'm itching.
Got that itch.
I'm itching. I want to go investigate. going to happen soon. Sooner or later, it's going to happen. We're going to get to go investigate. So, everybody, thank you again. Have a good weekend. Have a great Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day again to all you mothers out there.
Yes. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. And I hope you had someone in your life that told you Happy Mother's Day and brought you some flowers, or at least took you out to eat, right?
Yeah.
Had a burger. That's what we did, right? We
Yeah.
had some burgers and did a little grilling out. So, but Happy Mother's Day and have a good weekend. We'll see you guys, especially see you guys this Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Zeus Platt.
Heck yeah. See that? Look at that. That was perfect.
Zeus Platt.
That was like we rehearsed it. You want to know a little bit more about Zeus Platt, you could go to our Facebook page, Paranormal 411 on Facebook. There's a whole thing there you click on, and it takes you to his page, talks about him, the whole 9 yards. And is it also on our website?
Yes.
So you could also go to paranormal411.org, and he's also on there on our upcoming shows and events. So definitely check it out. And we're going to have a great show next week, and it will be a full 2-hour show next week. So it's going to be awesome. See, Susan said it was her and her dad that had the experience. Dogman experience. Yes. You haven't heard the Dogman experience?
No.
Oh, man. The Dogman experience is awesome. It's awesome. And that's around here. So, yeah. You know, one of these days we're going to have Susan and Eddie on the show.
Yeah.
So we could hear some awesome stories. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. You have anything to say, Jason? I've been talking. It's like I've been drinking coffee or something.
No, just stay safe and stay.
Keep it paranormal.
Yeah, keep it paranormal.
Keep it paranormal, everybody.
I was going to say something else, but
What was you going to
I
say?
can't remember.
Oh, well, then it was keep it paranormal.
Yeah.
Everybody have a good night.
Stay curious.
I like that. I like that.
There you go.
That's really good. Yeah.
Y'all have a good night.
Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for listening to the show. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter at Paranormal411. Join us on the website at paranormal411.org. It's free to sign up and become a member. All of our upcoming shows are on the guest and events page. You can also listen to past shows on the website as well. And if you like the show and want to support us, you can do that by becoming a premium member for only $2 a month. Thanks for listening to Paranormal 411. Join us.